Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian. Again, I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Scarface and DJ Screw, we on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school
juniors,
champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening to everyone, and we welcome you back inside Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. Got a little boys volleyball action for you today on a soggy Thursday after storms going through yesterday, and we're in for some more rain over the next few days. But you know what? Volleyball is played indoors, so we really don't have anything to worry about. My name is Todd Duke, and we welcome you in to tonight's pregame show brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. Owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602 or check them out online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Well, the Kahawks come into this contest tonight opening the Southwestern Conference schedule against Belleville East. And Collinsville comes in at 1-6. They are under their 60-year head coach Mike Nichols, who has a record now of 45 wins and 62 losses. Belleville East, they are 7-0. Joe Nesbitt is their head coach. He's into his 11th season overall doing that. has a record of 198 wins and 74 losses. Well, the Cahoks hit the floor here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for just the first time this season in their second home match of the year. The home opener against Granite City 1 week ago tonight took place in the auxiliary gym, while new scoreboards were being installed here inside Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. After the home opening loss to the Warriors, Collinsville went on to compete in the Belleville East Invitational Tournament this past Friday and Saturday. Friday saw the Cahoks open with a 2-set loss to Elmhurst York High School. A couple of hours later, the Cahoks faced off against Saxony Lutheran. Again, that's the team that Collinsville opened their season against. They lost on a road trip out to Saxony Lutheran, and the Crusaders took the first set in the tournament before the Cahoks evened things out with a second set win, but Saxony Lutheran took the tie-breaking third set. Saturday started with a loss in 3 sets to Father McGivney before Collinsville picked up their first match win on the season with a 2-set sweep of Alton. And then the Cahoks closed out the Lancers tournament with a loss in 3 sets to the Belleville East JV team. Out of 19 sets played so far this year, Collinsville has had 6 sets that headed to extra time, and Collinsville has lost all 6 of those by just 2 points. So they've been in a lot of matches. As for Belleville East, not only does the St. Louis Post-Dispatch have the Lancers as the number 1 team in the St. Louis area, but Max Preps has Belleville East ranked as the number 1 team in the state of Illinois, and the Lancers are living up to those rankings so far in the young season. Belleville East has won every match so far and have done so with 2-set sweeps in every match up to this point. Belleville East started the year with a 2-set sweep at Granite City, then rolled through their own Belleville East Invitational Tournament by sweeping their way to the championship with wins over Metro East Lutheran, Chicago Christian, Clay High School out of Lexington, Kentucky, Lincoln Way West, and they clinched the championship with a 2-set win over Elmhurst York High School. The winning continued for the Lancers on Monday as they had a 2-set home sweep of their crosstown rivals, the Althoff Catholic Crusaders. Time for us to start senior interviews here for the boys volleyball team. We took care of about 3 of those during basketball season, so we're going to concentrate on the guys that we have not talked to yet this year. And that will begin with number 4 on your roster, 6-foot senior Jesse Scroggins. My interview with Jesse Scroggins comes your way next after we take a timeout here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisired lipolaser machine. The Invisired machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisired technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we'd be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that Invisired offers.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an InvisiRed lipolaser machine. The InvisiRed machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The InvisiRed technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is a 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that InvisiRed offers.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Back in Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for some volleyball action for you. And we are going to begin our senior interviews tonight. And that will start with number 4, Jesse Scroggin, second-year Kahok volleyball player. All right, man. Jesse, I know you got a brother here. I'm probably going to interview him next year for this. So you get the first crack at this. Tell me a little bit about your family, parents, other siblings, and any pets.
Let me start with parents. I got a mama and a grandma. They both great mom, great grandma. They be working hard. And pets, shoot, I got 4, 2 huge dogs, 1 little dog, and I got a parrot. And in the family, we are just a big family. We always eat together, and we just do everything together and stuff. Most of the time, me and Chris just spend our time practicing volleyball, though. And I got another brother, AJ, who lives with us. He comes and plays volleyball with us too. And that's really about it.
All right, man. Does the parrot speak?
Yes, but not any words, not any good words, and not when it's needed to, just randomly.
All right, man. Tell me a little bit about your volleyball story. How did you get started in the sport of volleyball? How old were you?
I actually did, this is my 4th year. I started my freshman year. But I just started my freshman year. I was a lot bigger, and Mr. Nichols was my math teacher, and he just asked me to come play. And I didn't like it at first, but it's definitely my favorite sport now. Mr. Nichols did a great job of, recruiting people.
All right, so you like the sport. What do you like about it?
It's very technical. It's a lot more technical than people think. Like, you see the people just it hits their arms and it goes to the center and set, but you got to realize you got to have your hips in the right spot. You got to be low. You got to get the right angle. It's way harder than people think, and I love that about it.
All right, cool. All right, so just a small sampling of stats. You've had 21 serves as far as I know, and you've had 0 errors. That to me is pretty cool. 20 kills, 3 blocks, 19 digs. So serves, which is probably pretty cool if you get an ace, kills, blocks, or digs. Which one of those categories is your favorite to accomplish and makes you get that feeling inside?
the finding the floor on a kill after you see your ball bounce up and everyone's clapping, that's just the best feeling. And like when you hit it and you see the blocks not where you're gonna hit, that's just, and then like your setter's looking at you and you just know like it's the perfect tempo. That's definitely a solo block is definitely second, but the kill is no better feeling than hearing the crowd cheer after a kill.
Yeah, that's why they call it a kill, because it's really cool. All right, the favorite things category. These would be your favorite things, all right? Favorite sweet snack.
Them little blue sour straws.
All right, I got you. Sour punch straws. Favorite salty snack.
Favorite salty snack, just like popcorn.
That's a good answer. It's common. All right, which one of these is your favorite? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner.
All right, what's for dinner and who's doing the cooking?
My mom's fiance Charles. He's an actual chef, and if like my favorite meal or what I mean tonight, my favorite meal it'll probably be shrimp Alfredo. I love some Alfredo and shrimp. I love grilled shrimp.
I thought you were going to say grandma, because grandmas can usually throw it down in the kitchen.
She can very well, but the professional chef, he know what he's doing.
I got one of those. He's my best friend. All right, favorite restaurant.
Favorite restaurant, it gotta be it's technically not a restaurant, but Wings and Things in Fairview. Oh my God, the honey hot boneless wings, you gotta go every time. And the lemon pepper on the fries, it's so good.
All right, favorite music genre. What is your favorite kind of music to listen to?
I'm like a rap. I like to get excited. I'm like just any type of like hard music that's gonna get you excited.
All right, you got any favorite group or favorite artist in the kind of music you like?
I like Young Boy, Lucky, Bloodhound Lil Jeff.
All right, man. Let's move on to the school side of things. What is your favorite class in high school?
Clinical health occupations. I'm in there second hour to fifth hour, and like we go to like nursing homes and hospitals and take care of people. It's so you can get your CNA certificate. It's definitely my favorite.
All right, least favorite class.
Chemistry.
Yeah, I'd probably be mine too if I took chemistry. All right, so the future, when you graduate this coming May, what's next for Mr. Scroggins?
I'm going to go work at a hospital with my cousin up in NICU, and they're going to pay for my college, and I'm going to go through college through them.
Cool, I like that plan. All right, time for shout-outs, man. Who out there would you like to say hi to?
AJ at home, and Chris. Bro been working with me every day. My little brother Chris, y'all going to see him next year. Bro, super good already.
All right, let's talk about this year so far. You guys are just getting started, really. You've played, I think, 19 sets so far this year, and 6 of those has gone to extra time. And you guys have been involved in some close games.
We got a lot of firepower this year, and it's just about getting it all together. Like, we all know what to do every time. We know where the ball should go, and we know who our best hitters are, and we have great hitters and great passers. It's just about synchronizing it all together like these other teams that we have been playing have been. Because we're there. We just got to step it up just like one step.
All right, I guess you got a chance to see Belleville East at the Belleville East tournament over the past weekend. They're only ranked like #1 in the state, so what's it going to take to beat these guys tonight?
It's going to take perfect serves, perfect hits, and we got to get up there on the blocks because them boys are hitting it hard.
Jesse Scroggins, thank you very much for the visit. Good luck to you in your future.
Thank you, sir, so much.
All right, that is Jesse Scroggins, number 4 on your roster. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll set the starting roster for you and throw some stats your way. All that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an InvisiRed lipolaser machine. The InvisiRed machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The InvisiRed technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that InvisiRed offers.
The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville presents the Sports Page Lounge. Come check out Collinsville's newest destination for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge features a 14-foot 9-screen video wall with games across the spectrum, from college football and basketball to the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and NBA. Pair that with tastefully crafted libations from the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, and you have the perfect atmosphere for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge, next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery at 115 Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 618-855-8027 for more information. The Sports Page Lounge, a new experience for sports lovers in Collinsville. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Just about ready to get things started here with this boys volleyball game between Collinsville and Belleville East. And, first game back in the gym since they put in the new scoreboards. And you see that scoreboard down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. It is bright. You can't even tell what the words say. But just remember this from here on out, that on the left side of the scoreboard is the Kahok score, and on the right side is the visitors score. So you have that much going on, but they are very bright. Got a new scoreboard right over the middle of the playing surface here, over the Kahok logo at midcourt. So and it's nice. It's a video scoreboard, so no more light bulbs needed for that one. Here are your starters. We'll begin with the Belleville East Lancers. The libero is Drew Nutzling. He is a senior. This is another senior-driven lineup. Your setter is Keegan Rose, who is a senior. Your outside hitters, Jack Byer is a senior, and Augie Enriquez is a sophomore. Your right side hitter is a senior. That would be Tice Watson. And your middle blockers, you have two juniors, Elijah Lopina and Chase Nesbitt. For Collinsville, their libero is Gabe Freeman. Outside hitters, Evan Wilkinson, the senior. Cade Simmons, the senior. Your right side hitter, Chris Scroggins, the junior, the brother of Jesse Scroggins, our pregame guest. Your setter is senior Colin Walagorski. And your middle blockers are a senior and a junior. Senior Stan Carnahan and junior Jordan Taylor. Collinsville will start off the service, and they will do so with Colin Walagorski. He leads the team in aces with 6. He is have 4 errors on the year in the service department, so he's firing at about 91.5% as far as his services goes. And Collinsville going to get the first point, and the Cahoks will go up 1-0 on the number 1 team in the state, the Belleville East Lancers. So one more serve coming up here for Walagorski. Has a 42.55 efficiency rate. That one almost went to the floor off the first touch by Belleville East. Collinsville gets it back here as Evan Wilkinson, and that one ends up hitting the net, and point belongs to Belleville East. So we are tied 1-1. Back to serve now for Belleville East. They'll begin that with Keegan Rose, the setter. Rose on the year. He has a percentage of 80%, 16 aces on the year, and that leads his team in that category. Right down the middle it goes, and out of bounds it goes, and Collinsville goes back up front by a 2-1 score. And now, back to serve for Collinsville is Evan Wilkinson. Evan hasn't had a lot of serves this year, only 4, but he hasn't committed any errors, so that's always a plus. And looking for his first ace, and he'll have to wait a little bit longer. There was a big blistering shot that's going to go into the stands, and we are tied at 2 apiece. 2-2, first set, best of 3. JV team lost in a 2-set sweep to their JV counterparts for Belleville East. 25-15 was the first set, and 25-18 the second set. Now back to serve for Belleville East. That would be number 5, Hayden Nutzling, and he'll pick up an ace, and Belleville East will have their first lead of this game. Hayden Nutzling, a junior. And right down the middle it goes. Dug up out of there, but no can do after the initial hit there by Gabe Freeman. So 4-2 in favor of Belleville East. And Newtling goes back to work. Lob, Wilkinson picks it up, sends it over to Waligorski, and Belleville sends it right back after a hit by Cade Simmons. In the middle, Stan Carnahan off a partial block, has that one fall in. And Collinsville back to within one at 4-3. Now back to serve is Gabe Freeman for Collinsville. Freeman on the year, 24 serves. He's committed 4 errors, has a couple of aces. And he'll hit that one into the net. Leader on kills for Collinsville is JaPaul Hudson. He comes in with 20. Stanley Carnahan right behind him with 18 as we watch the service coming up now from Chase Nesbitt. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say that's the coach's son. That one goes over to this side. Blocked back out. Collinsville keeps it alive and barely gets it over the net. While Gorski had that thing just roll across the top of the net. Here is Simmons. He tries to set it up, but actually went over the net instead. And there is a big kill shot over on the near side there by Augie Enriquez. And it's now 6-3 in favor of Belleville East. Jordan Taylor leads in the blocks category with 3. A couple of other guys are all log jammed at 2. And Lucas Zagorski leads the team in digs with 33. Another serve coming up here from Nesbitt. That one goes into the net. So Collinsville gets one of those right back, 6-4 in favor of the Lancers. Jack Byers leads Belleville East in the kill category. He has 46. Keegan Rose and Chase Nesbitt lead in the blocks department. They have 6 apiece. And in the digs category, Drew Newtsling has 25. Those are your category leaders. Here is August Kent back to serve. 29 serves on the year, 1 ace, no errors so far, so he's batting 100. And another tipped ball by Collinsville trying to play defense, and that point's going to belong to the Lancers, and Belleville East is now up 7-5. Back to serve, Tice Watson for Belleville East. 23 serves on the year. He's committed 8 errors. That's only good for about 65.2%. He does have a couple of aces to his credit so far this year. Over here on this side, Cade Simmons, a simple little touch gets it across. Belleville East works on it. Once again, they bring it over here to this side, and that one is out of bounds on the kill try by Augie Enriquez. And Collinsville gets back to within 2 at 7-5. Cade Simmons back to serve now. 24 serves on the year, 4 errors, couple of aces. Back over here once again to Enriquez, and a simple little touch kind of fooled Collinsville. They kind of froze, and that cost them a point. 8-5 now in favor of Belleville East. Augie Enriquez already has a couple of kills. Now he's going to go back and try the serves. 30 serves on the year, 10 errors, 66.7%, but he does have 7 aces. There's a send over to the far side for Wilkinson, and Wilkinson hits it into the net. So another serve coming up here for Augie Enriquez. I like that name, Augie. And that one goes too far, and Collinsville will get a gift point right back. 9-6 in favor of the Lancers. So Collinsville will go back to serve, and it will be Jordan Taylor. Taylor on the year has served it up 21 times, 4 errors, 80.1%, and looking for his first ace. That one goes down the sideline, taken care of by Belleville East. A little no-look, second shot, surprise, put up there by Keegan Rose, but Collinsville, they were aware and made sure they got it. And a kill shot going to be taken care of by Taylor in the back, and the opposite way, a kill shot try there by Lapina, but Collinsville was right there in the right spot at the right time. Another kill try by Lapina, and that one is going to go out of bounds, and Collinsville will drop another point. 10-6, Lancers lead. Well, libero, Drew Newtsling will go back to serve. 56 serves so far in the year, 4 errors, 7 aces. Simmons, he's the first one to touch it, over to Kent. And then over to the other side for our pregame guest, Jesse Scroggins. Collinsville back on the back line. Simmons knocks it up front. Kent once again setting it up for Scroggins. Scroggins gets that partially blocked. Oh, what a nice save there by Cade Simmons. He was falling down and got the save, but it doesn't matter anyway. Collinsville try as they might, couldn't keep that ball up high enough to get anyone a chance to get it over the net. And it's 11-6 now in favor of Belleville East. Neutling back to serve once again. Down the middle, Simmons. Up front, Kent sets it up, and into the back line it goes off of Andrew Balsidis. And then a kill try, and that's going to be another one. It goes off of a weird direction after Simmons got the initial hit on it, but it went backwards with a lot of spin. Collinsville tried to chase it down, but to no avail. They haven't changed the score. Okay, there it goes. Neutling with another serve. Likes to serve from that near sideline. To the far sideline it goes. And Kent sets it up behind him for Balsidis again off of a partial block, and down it goes. And Collinsville, been stuck at 6 points for a while, now has 7. 12-7. Lancers have a 5-point lead. Chris Scroggins will come back in, as will Colin Waligorski. And Waligorski will go back to serve. He started this first set with service. And serves it into the net. (13-7). Lancers with the lead. And here is Keegan Rose back to serve. He started off after Collinsville took a 1-0 lead. Belleville East tied it at 1-1, and Rose was the one serving on their first attempt. Collinsville will get the point as we have a violation of some sort for Belleville East. Kahok's down 13-8. Jesse Scroggins, our pregame guest, back to serve. Right down the middle it goes, taken care of by the libero Neutling. And a kill shot over on the far side by Jack Byers. And Collinsville gives that point right back, 14-8 in favor of Belleville East. It's our last game of the week that we have for you. It was a shame we got rained out yesterday for our first attempt to bring you some Kahok baseball. Hopefully we can get that done soon. I think Tuesday is my next game, and that's another baseball try against Triad at the old Grizzlies ballpark in Sauget. Partial block up front. That was by Carnahan. And Collinsville gets it over. Belleville East keeps it alive and off of the top of the net. Those are tough to keep track of. And then over once again for Chris Scroggins. Back over to this side, and another kill try there. I tell you what, Augie Enriquez, he's no joke over there on that near side sideline. He has got some kills, probably piled up at least 5 of them already here. 15-8 in favor of Belleville East. Back to serve, Hayden Neutling. Right down the middle with a knuckleball, taken care of on the back line, shoved over for Simmons on the far side, and that one is going to hit the candy cane pole over there. That's out of bounds, so 16-8 in favor of Belleville East. I don't know what they're discussing over at the table. They haven't changed the scoreboard yet. Okay. No point. Well, there's the point. So now it says 16. I have no idea what just happened there. Neutling back to serve again. Down the middle it goes, taken care of there by Freeman. Sent over to Simmons. Simmons with a touch up that near sideline. Belleville East handles it, and they try the kill shot. Hits the bottom of the scoreboard after Waligorski got a hold of it. That stays alive. And then Belleville East with a simple touch over. Waligorski over to Simmons, who sends it over to Scroggins, and Collinsville somehow kept that one alive. Belleville East back to work, far side sideline, and that is off of the hands of Jesse Scroggins and out of bounds. 17-8 in favor of Belleville East. Another serve coming up for Hayden Neutling. He does, and another knuckleball, man. Those are tough to handle. Over Scroggins. Scroggins with a nice kill. That would be Chris Scroggins. And it's 17-9, Lancers. Back to serve once again. Here is Gabe Freeman. Freeman had a nice little sink on that one. And then another big kill over here by Augie Enriquez, man. He can get up in the air. Got those springs for legs, and then he's got a powerful kill shot, too. Here's Chase Nesbitt back to serve now for Belleville East. Nesbitt right down the middle. Picked up. Collinsville moves it over here to Scroggins. Scroggins, and it's another point for Collinsville right in between the block attempt up front. 18-10. Lancers with the lead. August Kent checks back into the game. He'll go back to serve. Kent down the middle, taken care of by the libero, and then Collinsville almost caught that ball instead of getting it over. Now they finally get it over on the last try. And up front, Collinsville, a little simple touch over there by Belleville East. Collinsville sets it up for Cade Simmons, and it's blocked, but it's blocked out of bounds, so Collinsville will get the point. And they are within 7, are the Kahawks, at 18-11. Kent, another serve coming up for him. Down the middle it goes, and once again, Nutzling takes care of it, the libero, and that one's partially blocked out of bounds. And Belleville East will pick up the point. 19-11 in favor of the Lancers. And now back to serve for those said Lancers is Tice Watson, the senior right side setter. And he has that one into the net. Well, it didn't even make it to the net because his teammate caught it. Keegan Rose said it went right to him. I'm just going to go ahead and catch it. 19-12. There's Cade Simmons. More stuff going on at the scorer's table. I'm not a volleyball aficionado, so sometimes things happen in these volleyball games that I just kind of scratch my head and wonder what's going on. This would be one of those times. Assistant coach Brenda Swartz down there talking to the sideline referee across from the net from the official that's on the ladder. Now we're ready to go. 19-12, Cade Simmons to serve it up for Collinsville. Right down the middle it goes, taken care of there by the Lancers. They set it up, they keep it down the middle, but couldn't get it over. And Collinsville will pick up a much-needed point. Kahawks back to within 6. Simmons, another serve. Into the back it goes again, taken care of by Nutzling. Sent over here to the sideline and trying to get it over, and I don't think he did. It's another point for Collinsville. That was Augie Enriquez. And Collinsville back to within 5 now. Simmons. Once again, Nutzling picks it up. They'll set it up, but not in front of the net there. And that one stayed in just barely off of another kill shot by Augie Enriquez. And Belleville East reaches point number 20 before Collinsville can get point number 15. And here comes Augie Enriquez back to serve. Gets that ball way up there. Has a sink to it when it comes over the net. Over on the far side, Scroggins gets it across. Had to kind of back up into out of bounds territory to do that. That one is out of bounds. Collinsville will pick up another point. And 20-15. Lancers with a 5-point lead. And here comes Jordan Taylor, the 6'5" junior to serve. Carnahan comes back into the game. He takes the place of Gabe Freeman, the libero. Taylor. Down the middle it goes, up front. And another kill shot there. This one not by Augie Enriquez. That was Jack Byers with the big blister. 21-15, Lancers in the lead. And the libero, Drew Nutzling, back to serve now for the Lancers. Picked up by Scroggins, sent up front to Kent, and Scroggins, it looked like he was going to jump on the backside of Carnahan there for a minute. And another kill try there. Collinsville keeps it alive, but unable to get there was Balsidis, as that ball was just a little bit low, a little bit more height on that ball, and he might have had a chance to pick it up and send it back over. 22-15 in favor of the Lancers. Another serve coming up here for Nutzling. Down the sideline it goes. Freeman takes care of it. Sets it up for Balsidis. And we're going to have a wash. Yeah. We're going to have a mulligan. All that happened right in front of the ladder official. He was the one who called it a wash, so we'll take his word for it. Oh, a little fake-out job there as Carnahan was going to go up for the kill, but then he realized it was already on the other side of the net, and while it was over there, Chase Nesbitt just flushed it down. 23-15 in favor of Belleville East. Scroggins gets the first touch. Kent behind for Balsidis. He gets it over with his arm stretched in the out-of-bounds area, and then a kill try off of the net, taken care of by Balsidis. Kent sets it up far side for Scroggins. Scroggins gets it over. Nutzling takes care of it, and then, oh, look, simple little touch right in the vacated middle area of the court will get Belleville East to set point here at 24-15. Another serve coming up here for Nutzling. This time he tries the right side, has a little sink on it. Kent to Carnahan. Carnahan tries the back row, and that one is going to go all the way back toward the locker rooms. And Collinsville will stay alive, 24-16. Lancers with the lead. And here, once again, Colin Wologorski for Collinsville. Third time that he served here in this first set. Down the middle, has some sink to it. Nutzling takes care of the first one over here on the sideline, and it's taken care of by Simmons. Over on the far side for Scroggins. Scroggins tries Nutzling again over in the backside, and there's the kill shot that wins it from Jack Byers. And Collinsville falls in this first set, 25-16. We will take a break, and set number 2 will be coming your way right after we get back from this break here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site, right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027 or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on a soggy Thursday. Looks like it's raining again. Supposed to be more rain tomorrow, more rain Saturday, more rain Sunday. I haven't even had a chance to cut my grass yet because it's been raining so much. That, I'm kind of busy. All right, we're underway here in set number 2. Lancers have the 1-0 lead. Collinsville trying to keep it alive and force a final third set to break the tie, but that's going to be a lot of work, and Collinsville once again starts off with a 1-0 lead, just as they did in the first set. Now you need to build off of that. Lancers started off with the serve on that set beginning, and now Collinsville will get their first crack, and here is my pregame guest, Jesse Scroggins, who hits it into the net. See, I mentioned during the interview that he had yet to commit an error with his serves that last year and this year put together, and I guess I jinxed him. The other number 4, A.J. Brunow, he serves it up. Nice little sink on it, Scroggins. He'll take care of the dig in the back, and that one gets shoved across. Nicely done there by Chris Scroggins. And then Belleville having a hard time getting it over, and they took too many shots. So Collinsville will once again go out front 2-1. Collinsville led 1-0 in the first set. Belleville East tied it up 1-1. Collinsville took a 2-1 lead. Lancers tied it up 2-2. They took a 3-2 lead and never trailed again in that first set. Here is Gabe Freeman. Freeman serves it up for the Kahawks right down the middle. Nutzling takes care of it. Sent over to the far side, and down the line it goes. That was off the net and out of bounds, so Collinsville will increase their lead to 3-1. I'm guessing that if it wouldn't have hit the net, it might have stayed in bounds, but once it hit the net, it veered off to the out-of-bounds stripe. Over on the far side again. Second time's the charm. Nope, not at all. Tice Watson. Couple of back-to-back, but they're going to give net violation to Collinsville, so Belleville East is going to pick up a point and get back to within 1. And here is Chase Nesbitt back to serve now for the Lancers. In the back, Scroggins takes care of it. That one's out of bounds, though. That one kind of caught Waligorski off guard up at the front of the net, reached his hand out, and then it just kind of went over the net and went straight out of bounds. We are tied at 3. Another serve coming up here for Chase Nesbitt. Off of the top of the net, Scroggins stayed with it. Waligorski sends it over, and Chris Scroggins kept it alive. Partial block up front by Belleville East. Simmons with a kill shot. That goes off of a partial block up front by Belleville East. And Collinsville back out front 4-3. Here comes August Kent, the 5'11 junior, into serve now for Collinsville. Kent. Down the near sideline it goes, pushed up front, stays up front. Nice block up front there by Jordan Taylor. Collinsville keeps it alive. Jesse Scroggins got that one over on one shot. Here is Kent setting it up for Balsidis. Balsidis over to the far side corner, and then back over here to the near side sideline. Another block up front by Jordan Taylor, and that'll earn Collinsville a point. 5-3 in favor of the Kahawks. Timeout called by Belleville East. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, and Collinsville with a 5-3 lead, prompting Belleville East to call a timeout. And August Kent will send over the next serve, does so into the middle, set up over here on the near sideline. Another block up front, but that one ends up going out of bounds. Jordan Taylor, a blocking machine right now, but if that ball would have just stayed on the right side of the gray stripe, it would have been a different story. 5-4 in favor of Collinsville. Back to serve, Tice Watson for the Lancers. Up the far sideline it goes. Scroggins got a first hit on it, and then we're going to have a double hit by Collinsville, and we are tied now at 5 apiece. Tice Watson back to serve it again. Well, that one's going to go straight backwards. That's tough, but Jesse Scroggins stays with it. Balsidis, he'll get it over the net. How about that? Over here to the near sideline again. Off the top of the net. Scroggins stayed with it again. Taylor over to Balsidis, and Balsidis hit it too far, and it goes over the out-of-bounds line on the far side. And Belleville East has their first lead here in this second set at 6-5. Tice Watson, another serve, and over on the sideline, Scroggins. Kent sets it up for Balsidis. Balsidis with a simple touch. Belleville East gets it over. Scroggins keeps it alive. Kent gets it over to Simmons. Simmons gets it over. And now Belleville East once again in the middle. Oh, nice job keeping it up over there. Not sure who did it, Scroggins or Freeman, and that one ends up going out of bounds, and Collinsville will go back to a tie, 6-6. Here is Cade Simmons. Simmons, line drive shot right down the middle, set up over on the far side, and out of bounds it goes, and Collinsville will go back up front, 7-6. Simmons with another serve. Into the back, near sideline, shoved up front, set up front. Oh, big kill there by Elijah Lopina. And we are tied once again, 7-all. Augie Enriquez back to serve. He had a pretty good first set. And he throws that ball way up into the air on his serves. Kent sets it up for Balsidis, but I don't know how that one went the other way, really. Collinsville goes back out front, 8-7. Jordan Taylor back to serve. Stan Carnahan checks back into the game. He'll take the place of Freeman. Taylor, high pop fly right in the middle, taken care of by Nutzling. Sent over to the far side, right in front of the net, shoved across by Watson. Taylor up front, set up for Carnahan. Carnahan, a little simple touch there, and sometimes that's all it takes. And Collinsville increases their lead to 2, 9-7. Taylor, that's going to go out of bounds. 9-8 in favor of the Kahawks. And the libero, Drew Nutzling, back to serve. Sideline, Scroggins. Kent, Carnahan, back to Kent. Oh, almost ran into each other. Into the far corner it goes. That was a nice try there by Jesse Scroggins. He saw that corner was left wide open. And Belleville West comes back and gets the point anyway, and we are tied at 9. Nutzling, another serve coming up for him. Far side sideline, Scroggins, Kent, back over to Jesse Scroggins. Down the line it goes. And Scroggins caught it, but wouldn't stay in bounds. And the Lancers go back up front 10-9. Newtsling, another serve. Simmons takes care of it in the middle. Kent sets it up for Balsidis. Balsidis has that partially blocked, stays with it though. Now we'll try the other side with Scroggins. Off of a partial block, stays alive for Belleville East. They get it across. Freeman saves it right before it hits the ground. Scroggins into the back. Nice dig out there by Belleville East. Back over to the sideline, blocked by Carnahan. And Collinsville will pick up the point, and we are knotted at 10. Waligorski will check back into the game, and he'll come back to serve. Colin Waligorski bring into the net. Belleville East back up front. Back to serve, Keegan Rose. Rose sinking right down the middle. Nice job by Freeman to stay with that. And then, I don't know how Belleville East kept that one alive. They get it across. Simmons takes care of it. I think that might have been kicked over the net, actually. And that one goes out of bounds, and Collinsville will tie this thing at 11 again. We've had a few ties. Collinsville's had a more lead time than they did in that first set. Now let's see if they can finish it all off. Here is Jesse Scroggins right down the middle. Newtsling takes care of it. Over to the near sideline. Out of bounds, and then still out of bounds. Collinsville's got to get it over, and Simmons will do just that. Belleville East goes back to work over on the far side sideline. Waligorski takes care of it. Over to Freeman. And that one rolls right across the top of the net. Simmons tried to save it and send it over, but the Lancers will retake the lead at 12-11. Collinsville very competitive. I mean, only lost 25-16 in that first set, and this has been a back and forth affair here. Here is A.J. Brunel. Excuse me, into the net it goes, and we're tied at 12. Jordan Taylor is going to check back in. He'll take the place of Carnahan. Back to serve, Gabe Freeman, 6-foot junior. And up the near sideline it goes. Taken care of on the first hit by Enriquez. And then Enriquez does what he did a lot in that first set. Killed it right down the near sideline. 13-12 in favor of Belleville East. And here is Chase Nesbitt back to serve now for the Lancers. Down the middle, taken care of by Collinsville. Set up for Cade Simmons off of a partial block. Lancers keep it alive. They'll move it over to the sideline, and that one doesn't make it all the way across, and that's going to be too many hits, so Collinsville will come right back and tie this thing back up. August Kent comes back in off the bench. He'll serve. 13-13, set number 2. Collinsville trying to win this set to take us to a third and final tiebreaker. Belleville East. Oh, boy, that was a big kill shot there. But Collinsville stays with it. Here is Balsidis with a simple touch. Collinsville goes back up front 14-13. Kill is a kill, man. Doesn't always have to be at 110 miles an hour. Kent serves it down the sideline. And Collinsville almost blocked that one out of bounds, and now they're going to have to get it over. They do. Nice job by Balsidis. Over to Enriquez. That's partially blocked, but it goes out of bounds once it hits one of the Collinsville players up front. And we are now tied at 14. Here is Tice Watson back to serve now for the Lancers. Watson up that far sideline. Scroggins gets the first hit. Kent gets the second. Sets it up for Simmons. Simmons punches it over with a fist, I think, and back over here for Enriquez, but it's out of bounds. And Collinsville will retake the lead at 15-14. Cade Simmons, his turn to serve. And he does down the middle, taken care of back there by Nutzling. That would be the other one, and then Belleville East just touches it across. And we are tied at 15. Augie Enriquez back to serve for the Lancers. And it has a lot of force on it. Collinsville takes care of it. Jesse Scroggins, far side, picked up by Belleville East. Simple little touch-over try on the second shot. Seeing if they can catch him off guard. Blocked up front by Belleville East. And then the try over there by Scroggins hits the candy cane, and that's out of bounds. And the Lancers back up by 1, 16-15. Lancers have not lost a set this year. Collinsville trying to become the first team to give them a loss. They're doing pretty well so far. Very tight match. Enriquez right down the middle, taken care of by Freeman. Stays up in the air for a while. And then a shot by Jordan Taylor turns into a point for Collinsville, and we are tied at 16. Kent goes out. Carnahan comes in. Taylor back to serve. Taylor ready to go and taken care of. Right in the middle, and whoa, that's a blistering shot there. Collinsville's got to get it over. Cade Simmons does. Nutzling takes care of the first hit by Belleville East. Over here to the far side, and excuse me, a point off of a big kill there by A.J. Brunau, and 17-16 in favor of Belleville East. Over to the sideline, Scroggins, Kent, and Balsitis has to get it over. He finally does. Almost had to get out of Kent's way. There's a block. How about a block by Scroggins? That turns into a point, and we are tied at 17. Jesse Scroggins is pumped. Gets the glad hand from Carnahan and his younger brother, Chris. Back to serve, Colin Waligorski. 17-17 set here. It's been pretty tight all throughout. Down the middle it goes. Over to the sideline. They're not going to get there. Collinsville's going to go back out front. 18-17. Waligorski serves up another. Right down the middle it goes and sent up front. Now near sideline, and he hit it out of bounds. Did Brunau, and Collinsville up by 2 points, 19-17, as we are getting late in this set. Waligorski sends it over. Lancers looking for a little surprise there. Nice job there by Scroggins after the save by Freeman. Into the back it goes. Waligorski gets first hit. Simmons trying to set it up for Chris Scroggins. He does so. Nutzling takes care of the first hit. Back over for Brunau. Brunau off of a partial block there by Stan Carnahan, but hit him on the wrist and then went out of bounds. And it's now 19-18 in favor of Collinsville. Back to serve now for the Lancers is Keegan Rose. Rose down the middle with a knuckleball. Picked up by Freeman. He didn't know what to do with it. Oh! Nice try over there by Chris Scoggins, but he went under the net instead of over the net. And we are now tied at 19 each. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
It's probably the largest purchase you'll ever make. We have 5 agents on our team.
We cover about an hour radius around St. Louis.
We grew up here. We know every town like the back of our hands.
Our job as realtors is helping someone find their dream home, whether it's a family or an individual. We just want to do everything that we can to keep the process as simple and as stress-free as possible for you.
The Blaylock Group, the official realtors of the Kahok Sports Network and Kahok Athletics.
Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 19-19, set number 2. Lancers won the first set, 25-16. So Collinsville needs to pick up this set win to force a third and final tie-breaking set. And here is Keegan Rose to serve it up once again for the Lancers. Down the middle it goes, taken care of by Freeman. That's all the way out of bounds. Waligorski saves it, and then it's sent over by Carnahan. Belleville East back to work over on the far side. Blocked up front by Jesse Scroggins. And Collinsville goes back up 20-19. Our pregame guest, Jesse Scroggins to serve. Pops it up into the middle. Nutzling takes care of it. Sent over to Brunau. And taken care of there by Waligorski. Freeman setting it up for Chris Scroggins. And Carnahan tried to hit it over, but I think he caught it instead. And we are tied at 20 all. Here is A.J. Brunau, who will go back to serve for Belleville East. And that one's going to be out of bounds, so Collinsville will retake the lead. And back to serve for Collinsville, Gabe Freeman, 21-20. Collinsville needs 4 points to wrap up this set win and hand Belleville East their first set loss of the year. Down the middle it goes. Nutzling takes care of it. Now over here to the sideline, and boy, I tell you what, Augie Enriquez, when he plays over there on that near side sideline, he's dangerous. And he proved it right there. We're knotted at 21. Nesbitt back to serve. And that one goes into the net. Collinsville back out front. (22-21). Tight game. Heck, man, this thing might go 30-28 by the time it's settled. Here's August Kent back to serve now for Collinsville. Down the middle it goes. Nutzling picks it up. Sent over, and a kill shot there by, Elijah Lopina. And we are now tied at 22 all. This is when mistakes are magnified when you're in a tight match like this, 22-22. Back to serve now is Tice Watson. Watson down the middle, picked up by Freeman, and point by Belleville East. And another timeout being called, so we'll step aside as well. We're back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations, and now in Marissa, St. Laborie, and New Athens for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs with super low closing costs and low construction loan rates. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, they didn't use that full minute. Good thing I only had a 30-second commercial playing. Over to the near side, and that's out of bounds on the kill try there. And Collinsville ties this thing up at 23 all. That was Augie Enriquez once again. And now Collinsville, they can get the next 2 points. They'll win the set. Here is Cade Simmons to serve it up for the Kahawks. Down the middle, sinking ball, and it's going to go under the net. Collinsville 1 point away from handing the Lancers their first set loss of the year. Now Belleville East wants to call a timeout to talk about it. We'll take another 30-second break, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks!
We have some cool little graphics on these new scoreboards. You see that new scores table over there, too, right across from the official on the ladder. So they've got all kinds of new toys to play with here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. They have on-screen video games to entice crowd participation. Collinsville needs this point to take a set from Belleville East. Kahawks 24, Belleville East 23. Into the net it goes, and Collinsville wins 25-23 to hand Belleville East their first set loss of the year. We will go to a third and final tie-breaking set, and we will do so after we take a commercial break here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium, used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the four-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Got a pretty good match going on here. Collinsville handing Belleville East their first set loss of the year. And Collinsville working real hard to try to make sure it's going to turn into a match win. But Belleville East will take the lead here early on in set number 3. Keegan Rose will go back to serve for the Lancers. We'll see how the Lancers respond to their first set loss of the year. Rose sends it into the back line, out of bounds, so we're tied at 1. Number 1 team in the state, according to Max Preps. Collinsville is giving them all they can handle here. Jesse Scroggins into the net. Now back to serve. It is Jack Byers for the Lancers. Byers right down the middle with a big ace. I think that's the first ace we've seen tonight, and that had some mustard on it, man. 3-1, Lancers lead. Another serve coming up here for Byers. Down the middle it goes again. That one's out of bounds, though. 3-2 in favor of the Lancers. Collinsville's turn to serve, and that would be Mr. Gabe Freeman. Freeman, into the net. Lancers. Chase Nesbitt back to serve now for Belleville East. And sideline, well, into the middle, kind of sort of sideline-ish. And a block up front by Belleville East. Somehow they keep it alive. Push it back into the corner. Scroggins sets it up, but Waligorski couldn't chase it down. And the Lancers extend their lead to 5-2. Another serve coming up here for Nesbitt. Right down the middle, Jesse Scroggins gets the first touch. Waligorski sends it up for Simmons. Down the line it goes. That's in bounds. Collinsville gets the much-needed point there. Lancers still in the lead 5-3. And the Kahawks hold serve. And here is August Kent to do just that. Kent sends it over on a pop fly, pushed up front, over to the sideline, and another block. That was a nice job by Andrew Balsidis. Blocked that one right over the kill attempt there by Augie Enriquez, and there wasn't anyone behind him to save it. 5-4. Collinsville has climbed back to within one. Another serve coming up here for Kent. Down the sideline, taken care of by Enriquez. Into the middle it goes, and Elijah Lopina will give his team another point. And back to a 2-point lead for the Lancers at 6-4. Tice Watson to serve. Watson into the back, taken care of by Freeman. Kent sets it up far side for Balsidis. Off of hands in the back. Jack Byers. Collinsville once again back to within one. 6-5. Cade Simmons back to serve it up now for Collinsville. Simmons ready to go, and that one is out of bounds. Here is Augie Enriquez. Enriquez in the back, into the middle. Taken care of by Freeman. Kent sets it up far side for Scroggins off of a partial block. And then Scroggins gets it right back. Somehow or another, Belleville East kept that alive. And then a two-hand kill shot by Jack Byers will put Belleville East up by 3 at 8-5. Enriquez back to serve now for the Lancers. He does, and that one's too far. Freeman thought about it, and then he saw that thing going over his head, and he was like, you know, I'm just going to let it go. Collinsville gets one of those points back, and they needed it. 8-6 in favor of Belleville East. Here is Jordan Taylor. Taylor pops it up into the back, and he hits it too far. Point for point there on the errors. 9-6. Belleville East in the lead. Back to serve. Drew Nutzling, the libero for the Lancers. Into the back, Simmons brings it up front. Kent sets it up for Carnahan. Into the back line it goes. Enriquez takes care of it again. And then a little touch, and that one's going to go too far. Collinsville trying to chase it down. Gabe Freeman giving it a run. Lancers up now 10-6. Nutzling with another serve. Far sideline, Scroggins. Back over to Scroggins from Kent. Into the back row it goes for Belleville East. They'll set it up over here on the near side. Byers, once again, he'll find those empty spots. 11-6 in favor of the Lancers. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back here in just about 30 seconds on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for something to get your high school student involved in? Maybe joining the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team is that something. Created in 2017, the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team has joined a long line of area schools in one of the fastest growing and safest sports in the country. Trap shooting is a fun, team-oriented outdoor sport that offers friendship, competition, and teamwork, all in a safe and fun environment that encourages students to be part of a team in which they will learn valuable skills and are encouraged to engage in community involvement through volunteering and mentoring. If Collinsville Trap sounds like something your student would be interested in, call Collinsville Trap at 618-795-9893 or visit Collinsville Kahok Trap on Facebook.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Each team has a set. This is the final set of the night. Who wants to walk out of here a winner? Right now, Belleville East up by 5 at 11-6. Nice dig over there by the Lancers. They send it over here to Byers again. Saved by Scroggins. Kent sets it up for Carnahan. Partial block, and Kent couldn't find the right room for the dig. And now the Lancers have doubled up the Kahawks 12-6. Drew Nutzling sends it over, and I don't even think that one made it back up in front of the net. Belleville East trying not to lose their first match. I think losing that set kind of ticked them off. Here is Nutzling. Sets it up for Byers, and another kill shot from the near sideline to the far sideline, and Belleville East extends their lead to 14-6. Collinsville's been stuck at 6 points for a while. 7 straight points for Belleville East. Over onto the far side, Jesse Scroggins sends it over there. Nutzling, he takes care of it into the middle. Partial block up front by Collinsville. And they'll go back to work. Scroggins, it'll touch, and he'll break that 7-point streak by Belleville East, 14-7, but Collinsville still being doubled up here. Kahawks get the serve. Trailing by 7. Here is Waligorski. He'll send a sinker down the line, and then it goes out of bounds. Kept in by Belleville East. They get it over. Simmons up front. Scroggins sets it up for Carnahan. Carnahan with a kill shot right down the sideline. Third kill on the night for Stan. And it's now 14-8 in favor of Belleville East. Another serve coming up here for Colin Waligorski. Up front. And a little touch over there by Byers. Simmons sets it up for Chris Scroggins. Blocked by Belleville East. Collinsville gets it, keeps it alive, sends it back over. Another try by Byers, and that one is off of the hands of Simmons and into the crowd. 15-8 in favor of the Lancers. And back to serve for Belleville East, Keegan Rose. Rose sends a sinker down the middle, picked up by Freeman. Waligorski sets it up over on the far side for Chris Scroggins. Saved into the back by Belleville East. Byers has to get it over. That one's going to go out of bounds, and Simmons will let it. 15-9. Lancers still out front by 6. Jordan Taylor checks back into the game. Timeout called by Collinsville. We'll step aside for a brief moment. Back here in just a second on the Kahok Sports Network.
Caseyville VFW Post 1117 Auxiliary supports the VFW with post projects and fundraiser events. The Caseyville VFW Auxiliary also provides donations and sponsorship for veterans in need, Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, the Caseyville Food Pantry, outreach programs, summer lunches for students in the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and now the Kahok Sports Network. Plus, sponsoring CHS programs like band, theater, and sports. If you would like to provide support or join the Caseyville VFW Auxiliary, contact the Caseyville VFW Post 1117 at 618-344-9878. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahok Sports Network, as well as the Kahok Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
Kahawks send one to the back line, and it just stayed in bounds. Collinsville back to within 5 at 15-10. Another serve coming up here for Jesse Scroggins. Enriquez goes out for Belleville East. A.J. Brunau checks back in. Scroggins into the back. Nutzling takes care of it. Now over to Byers, and that one stays in. Between Byers and Enriquez, man, they got a bunch of kills tonight for Belleville East. Back to a 6-point lead for the Lancers at 16-10. And Byers back to serve. And that one barely gets over the net. Carnahan was caught off guard. He tried to go over there and get it, but he ends up taking a little bit of a nap there. And laid down right by the net. Byers another serve coming up for him. And that one goes into the net. Collinsville has not led here in this third and final set. They had it tied at 1-1. And then Belleville East took a 2-1 lead, and they have not trailed since. Up front. Over to the far side, and I don't know how Collinsville's Gorski kept that alive. That was a nice try, and it goes out of bounds after the hit up front by Chris Scroggins. And 18-11. Collinsville trailing by 7. Back to serve, Chase Nesbitt. Nesbitt down the middle, taken care of by Scroggins. And now Jesse Scroggins. That one's blocked. Or no, it wasn't. Collinsville gets the point there. 18-12. Blocked, but it went straight down on the Belleville East side of the net. Sometimes that's an optical illusion. Hard to see which side of the net it goes down on when it happens so fast. August Kent back to serve now for Collinsville. Calcs trail by 6. Need a whale of a comeback here because we're getting kind of late. Down the middle it goes, taken care of by Byers. Set up front, and a point for Collinsville. 18-13. Got to start the comeback somewhere, right? Here is August Kent. Down the near sideline. Enriquez takes care of it. Set up over on the backside on the far side. Blocked up front once again. Nice job there, Cade Simmons. He gets the block and the point. 18-14. Lancers still have a 4-point lead. Here is August Kent once again. Into the back it goes, near sideline. Set back up for Enriquez, blocked out by Balsidis. And then Collinsville going back to work. And Belleville East picks up the point. 19-14. Lancers are back in action tomorrow. They're at home against St. Louis University High School. Collinsville doesn't play again until next Tuesday at Edwardsville in another Southwestern Conference matchup. Down the far sideline it goes, all the way up into all kinds of stuff here. Kept alive by Freeman. And then off the bottom of the Off the bottom of the brand new scoreboard, it goes over the net. As long as it stays on your side and you've got enough hits left, you can do that, but you can't hit it off the bottom of the scoreboard from your side and have it go over to the other side. So that'll cost Collinsville a point. And the Lancers are up 20-14, 6-point lead late. Oh, make that a 7-point lead. Another serve coming up here for Tice Watson. Watson sends it up once again, taken care of by Scroggins. Kent sets it up for Simmons, taken care of by Nutzling, and then a kill shot once again by Lopina. And like I said, I think Collinsville winning that second set just kind of ticked off Belleville East. They ain't joking around here in this third set. Another serve by Watson, a sinker taken care of by Freeman. Kent sets it up behind him for Simmons. Partial block up front, but Belleville East keeps it alive, and then that's out of bounds. Too hard of a hit there by Jack Byers. 22-15. Lancers with the lead. Simmons back to serve for the Kahawks. Down the middle it goes. Byers is the first one who touches it, and then another kill shot there by Lopina. And now Belleville East just 2 points away from taking the match. Enriquez had a pretty good game for the Lancers. He's back to serve. Had some sink on it. Oh, and then a little miscommunication up front. And we are to Belleville East, match point for them. And Enriquez down the line, and Simmons is going to hit that one out of bounds, and that is going to do it. Collinsville drops this match tonight by a final of 2-1, but Collinsville does what no one else has done so far, and that's hand Belleville East a set loss. Kahawks pick up a set in the second, or a win in the second set. Belleville East got the sandwich job done there with a first set win and a third set win to give them the match. Time now for the postgame. Somebody shuts off my camera as soon as this game is over. All right, postgame show coming your way next on the Kahok Sports Network, brought to you by LC's Pub. LC's Pub in Caseyville, 605 North Main Street is where you'll find them. They have great drinks, great service, and great food. All of it served up daily. You can give them a call at 618-855-9007. We're back with the postgame wrap-up in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. Is it finally time to start doing what you've been talking about doing for years? Start making those plans right now and let Northwestern Mutual help you plan your future. Former Kahawk Joe Philpott can help you get started with that plan today. Joe Philpott, a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, can help build a plan specifically for you with a wide range of financial options and the flexibility to change that plan as your priorities change. To get started on your future, give Joel Philpott a call today at Northwestern Mutual's Fairview Heights office at 618-606-2022. Spend your life living with Northwestern Mutual. Call Joel Philpott today, 618-606-2022. To celebrate the life of your loved one should be as special as the person they represent. That's why you will always find the staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville ready to go the extra mile to meet the needs of you and your family during those times. For over 100 years, Her Funeral Home has been there for Collinsville and the surrounding communities. Of the many arrangements made after losing a loved one, the first is the selection of a funeral home. The staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville can help with that planning. Call Her Funeral Home in Collinsville at 618-344-0187. Her Funeral Home, serving Collinsville families for over 100 years. 618-344-0187. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville battled hard here in this one, but in the end, they could not beat the number one team in the state of Illinois in the Belleville East Lancers, but they did hand the Lancers their first set loss of the year. Collinsville dropped the first set 25-16. Back and forth set in set number 2, all kinds of lead changes, and Collinsville held on there at the end and beat the Lancers 25-23 in set number 2. That sent us to a third and final set, and as I mentioned, that just ticked off the Lancers. So they ended up coming back to win that third set by a pretty good score of 25-15. So that is going to do it for us. This is our last game of the week. We will be back with you Tuesday from the Grizzlies ballpark in Sauget, Illinois. Hopefully the weather will cooperate with us this time, and we'll be able to bring you a baseball game as Collinsville will take on Triad. So until then, big thank you to Jesse Scroggins joining me in the pregame interview. My name is Todd Duke. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you Tuesday.